like, never mind. I don't want any of this, Nino.
I don't even know how not to. How do you not satisfied? How you doing, Craig?
Hey, Mayor Chavez, how you doing?
I'm doing very good. Just kind of busy writing legal documents and all that.
I see that. Hey, on that same kind of note, not really directly related to anything, would you be interested in taking a drug test just for clarity's sake?
I don't mind, but I'm not going to. Why?
Well, I mean, that's fair. I mean, but you were definitely smoking something when you wrote this.
Okay, go ahead and
explain. You know, I back you. I look, it's very obviously full of a lot of fear mongering. But
no, it's not.
Come on.
Well, okay.
It
well,
is. A lot of this
Craig.
is, I mean, this is a migraine-inducing flashbang of a letter. Okay. And you know I back you a lot in a lot of things, and 100%. You got a point with the whole announcement coming in like after the candidacy came up, and I agree with that. But
yeah, but so here's the thing. You know, without the patronizing, I know that this might put your job and your powers into question, but let's chop this up very simply. All right? Well, like I'm gonna idiot-proof it. Do you understand that picking your residency on a ballot simultaneously to a mayoral pick inherently requires us to publicize and make available people's residency? Yes or no?
What do you mean publicly make their residency if it's all inside the voting system?
What if it's all inside the voting system? What?
Like where if they register their location for voting purposes with the voting system.
So if you say I am voting, if you say that you're voting for Nino Chavez and simultaneously that vote makes you a resident of Los Santos County, you understand that's how it's going to be, right?
What do you mean?
What I mean
is if I go around telling people I'm voting for Nino?
No. The ballot is going to require you to pick your residency in conjunction in the same vote, the candidate.
Right, you have to choose which location are you resident of, Blaine County or Los Santos County, and then you choose Los Santos County. It's like, hey, here's your candidate available.
No, that's not how it's going to work.
How is it supposed to work?
That's how it should work. The way it's going to work.
Should.
Exactly. The way it's going to work, and it's very detailed in there, is that you are going to vote for the county in conjunction. So it's going to be Nino Chavez and residency Los Santos County, Eve Summers, and Blaine County. It's a conjunction. The vote is a conjunction of the two. It is not you pick your residency and then vote. It's one ballot casting that has both compound decisions in it.
Okay, so it's just one. It's gonna be one ballot that says all. Say there was two candidates for Los Santos and two candidates for BCSO.
Correct.
All four candidates are on the same ballot.
Yes.
It just says Nino Chavez, Los Santos, whoever Los Santos,
and
whoever BCSO.
Correct.
County,
and the fundamental fact that we're even discussing the implementation of this is in and of itself concerning.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I personally agree that this decision should have been made weeks ago, so we could have an actual,
debate over it.
Of how this, not even necessarily a debate, but that the systems could be laid out correctly. Because I have my own opinions of how this thing should be run. Is that everybody who has a little sole apartment, that's the only property they have access to, they should just default to Los Santos County. And that if they have access to a residential property outside of Los Santos County, even if it's just that they're registered as an authorized user on an alarm panel on a residential property in Blaine County, then they can choose to vote in Blaine County. I don't disagree with it, but this letter has a lot of. I get it. It's politics season. You're going for you're going for your election. I mean, some of this is literally just like fear mongering. You have a whole page of these are some questions you call it fear. Just in case.
Let me ask you a question. You're saying it's fear mongering, right?
Let me make sure.
Right?
Yeah, let me make sure I'm clear on this. I'm not.
And
I'm not speaking to this as a marshal. I'm not looking into you or anything like that. This is my personal opinion.
All right. So going back to, do you understand the inherent concern? Now that you understand how the voting is.
I see your concern. I see. No, I mean, I have to look at things from all angles. That's how I operate all the time.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, I can see, yes, that it should be you choose your resident, you register in a county, and then you choose. So that way, the
after
mayors
defining
can
what a
target
residence is.
Well, and people should have already had to choose which county.
Agreed.
Because
we've been trying to do it for 3 months. I actually outlined a template for it.
Yeah, because then mayors can get a general consensus of who their constituents are, and they can target their campaign towards their constituents.
Or legislation, right?
Yeah.
What is a resident?
But now you're effectively not campaigning against just your county's competitor. I can see that. I can see that.
Exactly. And there's legislation already referencing it. So you call it fear-mongering. I'm calling it fucking facts. These are like logical conclusions.
Well,
give me an example of a logical conclusion you disagree with.
Hold on. Let me get in here.
Give me one of them.
I have to squint my eyes to stare at this flashbang of a letter. Why would on
it's on
earth
City
would you
Hall.
make it a white background? Yeah, I know it's in City Hall. It's a flashbang. My eyes are
use the
bleeding staring
PDF.
at this
Yeah,
thing.
but click the PDF.
Have you ever heard of night mode? It's 2024. Use night mode, my man.
There's a PDF link. Click that.
Hold on. Link to PDF.
Yeah. And then read it in.
It's also white.
Yeah, because that's a default for fucking Adobe. You gotta turn it into dark mode.
I don't have a dark mode on this app.
And this is
Adobe
a letter.
Sucks.
You know what you mean?
Adobe's a scam company.
It's a fucking letter. You don't use black letterhead.
Yeah, but look. Okay, I get it, but Adobe's a scam company. You know, they're scamming people out of their creative rights now.
I agree. That's why people use other things, but Adobe currently owns proprietary the PDF format. And Adobe Reader is free. And it's readable by Google Chrome and other browsers. So you don't even need Adobe Reader.
All right. How does this affect my employment? I mean, this literally just like.
Well, no. Let's let you mention.
Is there anything ever anywhere that says you can't work in a different county that in which you vote in or which you vote in the candidate?
Well, so
that straight up is just fear mongering. That's
so
literally just like, do I need to worry about my employment?
Yes,
you
do.
This is coming from the mayor going, oh, 100%. God, do I have to worry about my job now?
Yes, you do.
How does that affect your job?
What do you mean? Listen, let me ask you something. You're a marshal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you have this court case you're bringing in, correct? The one with, what is it called? You got RICO. It's like RICCO.
Rocco?
Rocco, yes.
No, that guy died, so that one's gone. I have like 5.
Oh, his name is Rocco?
Right
okay, so you're trying to create precedents, right?
I do that a lot, and unfortunately,
and that's good. You are going through
DOJ.
You are going through a means by which was laid out in legislation for you to follow. However, you asked the question about will it affect my employment? How do you know whether it does or does not? Based on the fundamental fact that a resident is undefined.
But what do you mean?
Okay.
There are a lot of stuff is undefined. If we just divert to general consensus
of what? Of who?
Of what it means as a community. What our residence means.
Okay. Do you know how traditionally residents are defined in legislation?
Yeah, where you live.
No, you're talking about the criteria. The criteria for residency usually is where's your primary point of residence, right?
Right. So where is there any interaction in any legislation in our entire system that says that has any interaction between residency and employment?
Business licenses. And furthermore, you're discounting the fact that legislation will still be written, right? So let me give you an example. I'm sorry?
So I'm not discounting anything. Legislations can change all the time, but that's we could come up with legislation somehow that destroys our entire Constitution because we wrote it so poorly. But
but there's countermeasures to that.
Yeah. Tell that to the people who revolted.
Yeah. Well, now that you've got this information, now you have a bit more understanding of where we're coming from. You call it fear-mongering. These are genuine questions, and these are questions brought up by the constituents. And I think they're very legitimate. If you are being told that you need to pick your residency, that has a lot of future and current far-reaching results, right? We have legislation referencing residents today, right? If tomorrow only residents of Los Santos County can own property here, then what?
You just gave me an idea. Hold on.
Yeah.
Stand by. I'm thinking there is legislation that defines that, doesn't there?
Which bit?
It just clicked. There is legislation that has a interaction with residency.
There's a lot of them. It's not just one, brother.
No, there's a big one. There's a big one that directly affects the police department. Hold on, I'm reading it to see what it says.
Yeah.
The toll road one.
Oh, yeah. You mean the one in Blaine County?
Yeah, the Blaine County Toll Road Authority has there's a thing about residents of Blaine County. I'm pretty sure I'm reading through it right now, trying to see.
I think you're thinking about the one I wrote.
Oh yeah, no, yours got challenged because there was no. They made it a challenge about that. So there was a justice decision about residency.
Yeah.
So what was their decision on that?
We did not end up reposting it. We still plan to. So there's a shitload of. So where is your general concern? Because I feel like you now understand the concern, but I feel like your conclusion is very much the same.
I guess it's just some of the wording of this seems very.
Well, I mean, wording is irrelevant.
You're a politician. You're a politician, so I guess that's not. It's not unmistakable. It can become across
as a you right
politics. Now. Yeah, I am very.
Yeah. You're politicking on.
Engaged.
Look, at the end of the day, right? I'm challenging your boss, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care so much about that. I challenge my boss all the time. I've been throwing them for a loop all the crazy shit I've been trying.
Let me ask you a question, Craig. Remember the conversation we had over at the resort?
I do remember we had one on. Forgive me for not remembering exactly the details of it.
This was in particular to all the shadow edits that took place?
Yeah.
Did you find it interesting that there was a DOJ announcement the next day?
What was the DOJ announcement?
Noting how everything that was mentioned in that conversation was referenced in it, namely the shadow edits, under the guise of, well, we didn't have time to let everyone know that we changed the legislation for the past 2 months. You remember this?
I don't.
Are you not
but
aware?
I know, I'm not aware of this. Where is this DOJ announcement?
In the DOJ announcements?
Oh, right. That's the thing we do in the quote email chains, right?
Yeah. That dropped the morning afterwards.
Oh, so you brought my concerns to her, and she made an announcement.
I didn't. Did you bring it to her?
No, I never get to see Angel.
You're telling me that
shift.
you never told her about this?
No, I never see her. The most I've talked to Angel in the last, 2 months was through emails going, hey, can you sign my subpoena?
Did you make a report?
No. Why would I make a report about me meeting the...
I don't know. That's why for a while I've been like, I had a conversation with Craig about some fucking concerns, and literally the next day there's a DOJ announcement. Chat, don't do that.
That's horrific timing. No, I mean, I've been trying to push ideas for legislation for a while that I think, one thing I think we should do is that any legislative changes need to occur on one day of the week, the same day of the week at the same time. 2 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, then all legislative changes for the week can go into effect. So that way all the citizens have a exact time
Swear to me.
week.
You would say this under oath?
Yeah. That must be just some insane timing. But I've been trying to talk to people about trying to figure out how to propose legislation because of that issue that we talked about how these changes go in.
I actually brought it up already. The TLDR is it should be introduced through the city council or through the city hall and provide ample time for discussion and for critique, right? Just like any other piece of legislation. I'm going to go further and
too?
I'm sorry?
So I can propose shit too, or should I just like
You
write
already
it up
can.
and then send it to you?
You can literally send it through me. I'm pretty sure you can propose things yourself.
Well, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to unleash that hell on this. I'm already
Why?
digging for
we already
because
do that.
I am a monster at paperwork.
Have you seen how much I've written?
Yeah, you might die at some of the stuff. I have a spreadsheet right now that I'm dealing with. Not that I can tell you details about it, but I have a spreadsheet with some subpoenas that's more than 35,000 rows long because of all my subpoenas I've written.
I believe it. Where the principle of all this comes from, right, Greg, is I want things defined for the betterment of the citizens and everybody, right?
Yeah,
if things are left undefined, it allows entities to manipulate their interpretation of things on a whim, right? And that's
I take advantage of it all the time.
And that's a problem, right?
Oh, I agree.
And
I sometimes take advantage of these loopholes so that it brings attention to it, so they'll fix it. Because if I just say it, they won't actually pay attention to that shit.
I agree with that. But so, anyways, I'm glad you called. But that's kind of my summary of things. Is I'm very pro declare your residency, but that needs clear outlines of what a residency is. That should not be done during the election process, as inherently you're not walking away from voting in that booth with much of a declaration at all. Rather, this is just a systematic way to force everyone to make one vote for one county with an undefined ramifications to their declaration. Because once again, it's undefined.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I agree with you on some aspects that, like, it definitely felt like it jumped the gun.
Yeah. Well, like I said, there's going to be a time to actually discuss all this, and you know, that letter was slapped together in 24 hours. It's hard to. It's one of those things where I think it's so common sense why this is brain dead as fuck that unpacking the concerns in even 5 pages is an issue, right? But you know.
Yeah. Wait. I might need to keep that thought to myself. Now I got to research something else.
Yeah.
My brain is spinning right now. I hate the way our legislation is organized. It is
I
so difficult to
am
find
with
things.
you. I'm not a fan myself. But it's what we got. That's why I put everything in Obsidian. And then I do a legislation search.
That's so smart, actually.
Yeah, I know. So.
I mean, I'm voting for you. I'm going to declare Los Santos and voting for you already, but...
I appreciate that, Craig. And I appreciate us being able to butt heads a bit and not getting butthurt about it. It's I want more of that.
Debate is key to politics.
I want you to cook on what I said, and please let me know if there's a better middle ground. At the end of the day, my goal here, because here's the thing. This announcement gives me a free election.
So it is about politics.
No.
Damn it, Nino.
No, I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. This decision by the DOJ gives me the election. I don't think you understand how many people are going to vote for me, but in turn will directly vote for me, and that's it. Like, these other people ain't going to be able to compete. They're not going to be able to say, like, yo, I want Eve Summers and I want, Silas down in the South. I'm telling you, that's how it is. This is not to my benefit because I already have this election. This solidifies it. I think the way by which they're going about this is not only unconstitutional, but fucks the everyday citizen. from their right to vote.
Yeah, no, I both agree and disagree because my disagreement is in the mechanical thought patterns of how this works. I agree that the method that they're doing it is wrong, but the reason that I think it's wrong is because people are stupid smooth brains and they'll look at those 4 candidates and go, I know that name, checkbox, without realizing what it is.
Yes, it needs to be separated. There needs to be a true declaration, and it brings into question that once you pass that ballot, do I, Nino Chavez, get to look at your ballot because I need to know whether you're a resident of mine or not?
Yeah,
it's fucking.
It definitely needs to be. It definitely needs to be choose your residency first, and then choose your candidate from residency.
Because the first thing needs to be on record. The other one, it should not.
Yeah.
So,
well, all right, Mayor.
Yeah.
I won't take up much of your time. We've already been 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you taking my call. It's always a interesting time debating with you.
Absolutely. All right, Craig. I appreciate it. Take care.
Let me know if you need anything. Bye-bye.
Holy fucking shit. I don't think he actually snitched out the conversation at the resort.
Who was that?
This is Barrett, a marshal that I was really fond of. And I was under the impression this guy, like after I brought up my concerns and why I wanted it to be investigated, that immediately the next day there was a fucking like email about pretty much everything we had discussed. And he said that he didn't say shit.
And
so I don't know.
Did you talk to anyone else about it?
No. He's the first guy that I opened up with. I don't know. But regardless, he didn't understand the inherent nature of the concern. I told him straight up, I'm like, this thing fucking lets me win the election for free. It's not about that. It's about what's right and wrong, right? Because realistically, there are people who are going to vote either Nino and Eve, and not every other candidate gets fucked. You guys good? Yeah, I'm good.
My bad. I'm so